Good morning, traders. Today is the 8th of February. My name is Neville Hornsey, market and YouTrading. And today I'm going to take a look at the euro versus the pound. Okay, before we get into the charts, just want to look at what the news is today. We've got a couple of ECB members talking today. The first one's talking to the EU Parliament, and then the second will be talking to the French Parliament. We have got earnings season, so both the UK and the euro will have earnings coming out today, so that would be something to look forward to as well. But generally, quite a quiet day in terms of market moving for the euro and the pound. We do have some US data to sort of take note of, and especially this 3-year note auction here. So today, fundamentally, not a lot going on. Obviously, there's geopolitics, so we have to be wary of that. Looking at the YouTrading.com for its heat map, we can see that the euro is basically just the flows are coming out of the euro at the moment against all of its pairs. The CAD just flipped green there. Obviously, the CAD has had a bit of a bad one since the oil sort of topped. We had a bit of a pullback in Brent today. Looking down, the pound is pretty strong. It might even be the strongest currency across the board at the moment. So we're looking to short the euro, go long the pound. Just generally, there's no real risk on, risk off. Maybe a slight inclining towards more risk on, but I would say this is a mixed market, and anyone's direction will be based on headline news, basically. Going to the charts, if I look to the left, we've got the sentiment indicator on active trader, and the euro versus the pound pretty much split evens. 49% want to go short the euro, 51% want to go long. When we look at a weekly chart and compare the euro versus the pound here at the bottom to the euro versus US dollar and the GBP USD, we can see that since like 2020, 2021, the euro and the pound have moved similarly against the pound, against the dollar. So, as the euro versus US dollar rises, so does the pound versus US dollar. And it's only sort of this swing high from the 9th of January where there's been a bit of a discrepancy. So we had a weekly close on the 30th of January higher than that swing high on the 9th of January. So that happened on the euro, but didn't happen on the pound. So we're waiting to see if we can get a close above this swing high from the 9th of January on the pound versus US dollar. That bump up we saw in the euro versus US dollar dragged the euro versus the pound higher. So technically, the weekly chart on the closes is slightly more bullish, but the trend is definitely to the downside. Go back to a daily. So here we can see that sort of change in direction. We had this low swing low here, then a swing high here, 24th of Jan. Then we pull back, swept the sort of double to triple bottom here, took that liquidity, pumped higher, closed above this swing high on the 4th of February. And then, we found resistance. So that resistance has basically come from here. So we had this balance area. So we had these guys up here buying, and as they were buying, the more sort of informed traders were selling into them. And then we had this big push down, obviously trips from stops here on the 16th of December's lows, that imbalance there. So if you look to the low of here and then to the high of here, we pushed into this candle and then into these sort of supply area, if you like. So this green candle here to me would be sort of denoted as supply. This breakout of this low here is, where support became resistance. So that's what we're seeing there. So if we look to the other side of this trade, we had this big imbalance coming up from the 3rd of February, took out this swing high here, which is 0.836. If I was to put a fib from the bottom to the top, you can see that the 0.618 basically is this swing high here. So this impulsive move could retrace back down to 0.618 fib retracement. It could even just push into this green candle here, because this could be the sort of demand side of this channel. So I am expecting a pullback in the euro versus the pound. And then depending what happens next, if these more informed traders up here who sold down to the 0.83s, if they're still selling that area, then they want to see this swing low here get taken out, and then an extension takes us down to the 0.815. However, if this zone here was accumulation, we come back down, a couple hundred pips basically, and then find demand. We want to see a rejection of this level and then back up, take out these swing highs. Now, if that's the case, if there are buyers down here, like more than there are sellers, then these guys will flip. We'll see their stops get taken up here. And then every single swing high all the way up to 0.88 will probably be tested. We've got a double top here. And then this scenario again, where we've got supply come in, as these guys are the last of the buyers before they get sold into. So we all the way up into there. And yeah, that's the upside target. So from, sort of near term, the next couple of days, possibly pull back into this area here towards the 0.835. Then we either sort of hedge, take some profit off, expect a bounce. If we don't get the bounce, then we look to continue lower in the overall trend. But if we get a bounce, then we need to be wary of traveling all the way back up to 0.88. That's just a quick update on the euro versus the pound, what I'm seeing, and I'll speak to you later.